Hello everyone, this is Body Butters Creations and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you a recipe for a 16-ounce emulsifying sugar scrub. So let's go. So first of all, you want to make sure you have all your equipment that you need, like your measuring scale, all of your beakers, your container that you're going to melt it in. Make sure it's clean and sanitized. I do have some flat disc for dry ingredients. And so I went ahead and measured out everything off of camera. So right here I have my brown sugar. It's going to be 10.72 ounces. You can convert your ingredients to grams, but I like to do ounces. I will show you the formulation calculator that I use also. So you have 3.20 ounces of coconut oil. And then you can use either shea or mango butter, but I went ahead and used mango butter, 0.80 ounces, cetyl alcohol, 0.32 ounces, the emulsifying wax, 0.48, Steric Acid, 0.48 ounces. So again, I have my sugar, my oils, all of my emulsifying ingredients, my moisturizers, and my emulsifying wax. And then I do have my mica, but this is going to be going in towards the end. And so at this point, you want to go ahead and start adding in all your ingredients. The order really doesn't matter because it's all going to be melted together. So I do have some water that is already preheated for a double boiler method. And I'm just going ahead and adding in all of my oil, my waxes, the butter, the Steric Acid, and the Cetyl Alcohol. And so I did accidentally have to cut the film because I did run out of storage space, but I go ahead and finish adding in my ingredients, which is going to be the butter and the Cetyl Alcohol. And so at this point, I was trying to be really careful because the discs are really small and I didn't want to risk wasting any of the ingredients. And so now I went ahead and after it's all melted, so I did let this heat for about 7 to 10 minutes and then I did let it cool down. And so once it cooled down, I did go ahead and freeze it for about 10 minutes. You should, but I accidentally went for about 13 minutes, which didn't really make a difference. But I was trying to go for more of a little bit more liquid for this, but it still turned out creamy. But of course, I'm pretty sure that's because I do have a lot of thickening agents like the cetyl alcohol and the Steric Acid and the emulsifying wax. So I really don't think the time frame made a difference. And so you want to go ahead and continue to just go ahead and blend this up. And I'm just kind of mixing this in. And so at this point, I do add in my mica. But the thing is if you want a bit more bolder color, I would suggest adding the mica in when it's still a liquid, but after it's cooled down. And so I go ahead and I continue to mix this in and I blend this in because I'm trying to get a nice bold purple color. And I'm also just trying to soften up the cream a little bit. I do like the consistency of it. So I did only add in half of the sugar because I wasn't for sure about the amount of oil portion because it did look like it was not going to be enough. But it did turn out to be enough because, of course, I use a formulation calculator to formulate all my ingredients. So I'm going ahead and I'm just continuing to mix this in just to kind of get the sugar blended in with the oil-based ingredients. And I do want to add more mica because of the sugar being more brown. At this point, I go ahead and I add in my flavor oil. I only do a few drops, that's why I didn't add it to the recipe. But if you wanted to do more, you could just take away from your oil portion and replace that with the flavor oil. I do add a little bit more mica because, again, I'm trying to get a really bold purple look. But I will be doing another recipe again with a sugar scrub that's emulsified. And I'll change the sugar to be a bit more finer grain sugar. I will also show you how putting the mica in when it's still at the oil phase before it gets thick will make your sugar scrub be really bold in color. So at this point, I feel like it's pretty much done. And I'm just kind of going ahead and finishing up scraping this up and mixing it in a little bit more. So for me, like I said, I really wanted that bright purple color. So I'm kind of just getting a little bit more mica inside of here and then just continuing to mix it. So once you continue to mix it a little bit more, I felt like that was pretty much enough because the sugar grains were not going to get any finer than what it was. And so in the next clip, I do want to show you guys what my packaging looked like. So it was just plain. I did get the containers off Amazon and also the rhinestones that I put on it. I wanted it to be really kind of a elegant look to go with my table theme at the farmer's market. And so I go ahead and I got my packaging ready, the sugar scrubs ready, it's done. I do take and sanitize and clean the containers and I do let them dry out a little bit. And so I go ahead and I just start adding the sugar scrub to the containers because it's all finished. And so I'm just continuing to add it. And so you can see that it does have that pretty purple color to it, but again, it's not as bold as I want it to, but I do still like it. So if you do try this recipe, let me know how you like it. Thank you for watching my channel. Subscribe and like my video. Thank you.